Hey people, me again, of course. I got a question from Tiana that I think is really, really great. Hi Emily, I have a question about dating guys of other faiths. Honestly, I've met many Protestant guys who seem to have better characters than a lot of Catholic guys I know. Even though if I'm called to marriage, I want to marry a Catholic man and raise children in the fullness and richness of our faith. The thing is, I've tried to avoid getting into relationships with non-Catholic guys, even if they love God and it shows, because I feel like no matter how sweet or Christ-like he may be, I may feel tempted to convert him, even if that wasn't the reason why I wanted to date him in the first place. How do you think Catholic guys and gals should approach dating, especially if the potential boyfriend or girlfriend may be a non-Catholic Christian? Avoid altogether, or give him or her a chance? I have heard many stories of conversion during relationships or marriage, but I know we can't really predict whether or not our special someone will convert in the future. Can you date people of other faiths? A short answer, yes. Long answer, here goes. Great news, my dad grew up Catholic. My mom did not grow up Catholic. When my mom and dad were dating, my dad was open to dating my mom because she's super awesome. And she was not Catholic. And they got married, and my mom had been asking questions about the Catholic faith for a very, very long time. Fast forward to when my mom was pregnant with me, she converted to Catholicism. Woohoo! And then they raised all 4 of us kids in the Catholic faith and in the Catholic church and going to Mass every Sunday. And so much more. So this is a great question. Long answer, this goes on a person by person basis. You have to decide what you want in your life. As I've spoken about before, in my life, when it came to seriously dating and looking at a marriage minded relationship, I wanted to be led in my faith. And I obviously love my faith. Faith is number 1 in my life. And everything that I do stems from my faith. My faith is all encompassing in my life. And I wanted and had a great desire for a man that shared that. For me, I didn't necessarily want to bring a guy to Mass and have to explain everything to him and teach him how to pray a rosary and this and that and things like that. Are people open to that and totally cool with that? Yes, but that wasn't what I knew that my deepest desire was. I knew that I wanted a guy who loved the Eucharist and going to adoration and all those different kinds of things and could lead me in my faith and love Jesus more than he loved me, etc. and so forth. So that was what I wanted. That's what I really knew was my deepest desire in my life, and you know what your deepest desires are for your dating relationships. But where it gets tricky is when you look toward marriage, when you're very, very seriously dating someone of another faith. It can be very, very challenging. You know, it can feel okay to share your faith and teach one another while you're dating, and then you get to marriage and get married, and then God gives you children in your relationship. And it's very, very challenging to figure out what faith you're going to pass on to your children and what that's going to look like. Can it be done? Absolutely. I've seen it done. And that is something to seriously unpack and dig through and consider if you're dating a person of another faith who doesn't share your faith. So only you know what your deepest desires are. If you don't know what your deepest desires are, ask God to reveal those to you in your life. If you want to be led, don't settle for less. I feel like a lot of people apologize for their dating standards, and everyone asks them, like, why are you dating a person who's not Catholic? Or why are you not dating anyone? Like, you should just date a guy who's Christian and just be fine with it because there's no Catholic guys around. A lot of people, want people to explain their dating standards to them. You don't have to explain your dating standards to anyone. You are the one who sets those things out. And if dating a person of a different faith, you're open to that, that's great. And if you're not open to that, that's totally fine too. But you have to stick to those things. You have to set your standards where you want them. Don't apologize for them, and stay right there where they are. And if you want to be led by a man who loves Jesus more than you do, or if you're a guy out there, I don't know how many of you are watching, probably very few. If you're a guy who wants a woman who loves your faith as much as you do, don't settle and just date someone of a different faith or whatever because you feel like someone who loves your faith as much as you do is going to be hard to find, because they will be going to be too hard to find, because they will be challenging to find. It's really, really hard to find young people who love their faith and have that as a center of their life. That's hard for sure. But don't settle for less than that and keep it there. And don't ask God to reveal the plan or bring the person sooner than he wants to, because his timing is weird, but it's perfect. I can guarantee you that. And it's between you and God, not between you and anyone else. People are going to ask you, share their opinions, etc., and so on and so forth. It's between you and yourself and what you know that you want and need in your life, and you and God. Don't settle for less. You're great. You're wonderful. I don't know if anyone's told you that lately, but you are. And there's a plane, helicopter going by. All right, send me your questions. Like, comment, share, subscribe. What's going on in your life? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear from you. I love hearing from you. I'm friends with Tiana now because she sent me a little letter and I wrote back to her. So ask me your questions, subscribe, share with your friends, whatever you want to do. I'll talk to you soon.